Hi there. Thank you so much for joining us today in the Summit Real Estate team as we present what your money can buy. Today we've got Kelie,
Hello.
Trisha,
Hi there.
Deena,
Hello.
and I'm Isabel. And what is it that they say about real estate? Location, location, location. So we'll be going over the 4 factors of location in a resort community and what your money can buy. Take it away, Trish.
Okay, so the first factor that we're going to cover, maybe the most obvious, we're talking about the ski slopes and being close to them or being on top of them or having them in view. I think that this is one that is really important to our buyers and comes up a lot, whether they're a second homeowner or an investor that wants to rent their place out, or even if you're a local. That's a draw. We are a resort community, and we have multiple ski resort towns right here in Summit County. So Breckenridge, Keystone, Copper, those are our 3 that actually have a resort tied to them where you can buy property. And certainly there's a huge price range when it comes to ski in, ski out. We've listed a few of those here, as you can see, anywhere from, in Breckenridge as an example, $239,000 to almost $6 million. So huge range there. But really then we tend to break that down when working with buyers. Do you need ski in, ski out, or are you just trying to be in the village? Do you want to see the slopes and have a beautiful view, or maybe it's just the accessibility to be able to walk to them? So that for us is a big one, and certainly one that we are known for in Summit County, our ski resorts. So I would say that is why we put that one first. And there are several others, but that's the one that I wanted to touch on today.
Awesome. Trish, do you think that we work with a lot of people that initially say, I need to have ski in, ski out, and then end up buying something
Sure.
that's not?
Right, because there aren't as many, and we're looking at all property types here. Mm-hmm. So not just a single family home, but maybe a condo, and maybe the complex is not that far away. And you say to yourself, I can absolutely throw my gear in a little wagon and pull it up to the mountain house in Keystone as an example. I just had some clients that recently closed, and they initially wanted to be right there and then realized that being a short, 30-second stroll away was just perfectly fine for them. So it's definitely one that maybe molds or evolves as people are looking.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times price point dictates all of these different locations, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Like we said, huge variety, wide range when looking at these different property types. So narrowing it down always helps. And that's what we're here to do, is to assist you with that.
What's the, Isabel, what's the second factor when we think about location in Summit County?
Our second factor is walkability to town. We have folks asking all the time, I want to be walking distance to things. And so our biggest points for that is Frisco and Breckenridge, walking to the shops and the restaurants and the nightlife. Here in Summit County, in our resort community, we have a great bus system. So a lot of time people just want to take transportation up to the mountains and then don't want to have to worry about driving. And so this gives them a great way to get about the community if they could walk to the restaurants and then take a bus to the ski slopes. And so Frisco and Breck, you'll see there as well a big range of pricing, and that's anywhere from condos to a single family home. Sometimes those are within walking distance as well. And then Dillon has a great summertime walking distance to kind of where the activities are in the marina. And so depending on if you're more in here trying to get here for the summer activities or the winter activities, we kind of have something for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I love Dillon in the summertime with the farmers market, and in non-COVID years, the amphitheater with a plethora of free concerts on Friday and Saturday nights, and the playground and the tiki bar, and there's just, and the ice castles in the winter.
Right.
Dillon also. Yeah. Cool. I am going to talk about the third factor in thinking about location here in Summit County, and that is, a cabin in the woods. A lot of people think, I want to buy in the mountains. They don't want to be walking distance to town. They want to be more remote, or they want more land. So what does cabin in the woods mean a lot of times? This up here is an example of a 1/3 acre lot that sold in Montezuma, which I think we would all consider Montezuma is a little bit more remote and off the beaten path. Mm-hmm. It sold for $31,000. That is a remote location, and it needs some infrastructure as well. So that's something to think about with how far out of town do you want to be? Is electric close by, water, sewer, you're going to have a well, septic, all of those factors. A lot of times people want acreage. They want some land. They want some elbow room. And a lot of times north of Silverthorne and south of Breckenridge are going to offer us this type of location. This is an example of a 2-bedroom log cabin on 20 acres. Beautiful. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? So green. Just 12 minutes from town, and that sold for $1.5 million. Something else to consider, views. Everybody wants a view when they come to the mountains. What does a good view mean? To one person means something different to somebody else. This here was a very unique parcel, 40 acres, kind of on Swan Mountain Road, overlooking Lake Dillon, and just that land itself cost $1.8 million. There's definitely lots of treed views around and lots of mountain views, and sometimes people want to see the lake too. I
like how you said that views mean different things to different people, because oftentimes, I think we've all talked about this, we'll be showing someone a property and might not even realize that what they're looking at out the window is, oh my gosh, that's spectacular. They're
right.
It's not that we are ever taking anything for granted, but there are views everywhere here. So
yes, truly.
Right.
It's all relative.
Right.
Depends on what you're coming from. Sometimes people want the best of all worlds, that they want to be close to town, but they still want some elbow room and some privacy. Ruby Ranch in Silverthorne is a really good example of that. You've got neighbors, you're in a subdivision, but you have lots of trees and lots of privacy. This 5-bedroom home on 10 acres sold for $2.2 million, which, 10 acres in town, that doesn't sound like too bad of a price. So those are some things that we think about as far as location goes, with how much land do you want, and what does your cabin in the woods look like, whether it's built or not. Will help you get to the bottom of what could be the perfect type of property. Deena, where do locals like us live?
So where do the locals live? Locals meaning people that live and possibly work in Summit County full time. I'm just going to start this off with the highest populated area, which is Breckenridge. I'm just focused on a few neighborhoods, single family neighborhoods, one being the Wellington neighborhood. Wellington neighborhood is workforce housing. Summit County, all the areas in Summit County have workforce housing neighborhoods. This is restricted just for full-time residents that work a minimum of, let's just say, 30 hours a week and live here full time. So Wellington neighborhood is one very popular workforce housing neighborhood. Peak 7 is another neighborhood. It is not workforce housing, it is market value. And then Warriors Mark is another area in Breckenridge that's well known to the locals. The next town in Summit County would be Silverthorne. Silverthorne also has workforce housing, which is the Smith Ranch. And then we have Mesa Cortina and Willowbrook that's well known. Frisco would be the next town. Peak 1 is a workforce housing neighborhood. All of these workforce housing neighborhoods also have market value homes, except for Smith Ranch. Smith Ranch does not offer any market value homes. Market value homes are for people that don't work here or work and live in Summit County full time.
Somebody's second home.
Correct.
If somebody just wants a ski condo or a summer retreat, they're not going to qualify for any of these workforce housing areas because they don't work in Summit County. And something else is that there's typically an income limit. You have to qualify financially to live in these places. And then when you turn around to sell, there's an appreciation cap too.
Right. And if you buy a market value home in one of these neighborhoods, there's not an income cap on it. So I believe that we left off on Frisco. So the Reserve is another popular neighborhood, and then Bill's Ranch. Dillon neighborhoods, Dillon Valley Vistas is our newest workforce housing neighborhood that is currently under construction. And then we have Summit Cove, Whispering Pines, and Soda Creek. A few other areas in Summit County is Blue River, just south of Breckenridge. Large population of locals as well. And then we have Montezuma with a hearty 68 locals. And then that's where you're going to find your cabin in the woods, as Kelie said. The largest population overall is unincorporated Summit County. So this is throughout Summit County in different towns. There's neighborhoods that are not in the town district, such as Wilderness is one in Silverthorne, Dillon Valley is one in Dillon. We also have Keystone and Copper that makes up for this population as well. And that is, there's quite a few other neighborhoods throughout Summit County that locals live. If you want to ski and ski out property, locals live in those areas as well, all throughout the county.
Very true. Very true. And then you had some price points here, which are kind of like everything else that we've talked about as far as location goes. Walkability to town, ski and ski out, huge range, right?
Right. But huge range. Whatever your criteria is, you can find a price that will meet that.
Absolutely. I like to say, well, because I think it's true, that Frisco and Breck are the two most expensive areas, all things considered, all of these different factors in location. Frisco and Breck most expensive, and you get more bang for your buck in Dillon and Silverthorne.
Yes, definitely.
Ladies agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So we'd be happy to chat with you more about what location means to you. Is that a cabin in the woods with lots of elbow room? Is that right in the heart of a ski village at Copper or Keystone? Is it something that you want great views, but don't want to be able to, you don't want to see any other houses? It means different things to different people. And we would love to chat with you some more about the perfect location. Thanks
Thank
for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.